Let's check out the answers to the back. So we want to write these in quadratic form, and it's not factoring, it's just writing them in quadratic form. So my first term has 2x to the 6, my middle term is x to the third, that is half of x to the 6, so I can write that in quadratic form. So it'll be 2, and then I'll have x to the third, quantity squared. Again, that power rule, we would have multiplied those to get our 6 back, and then minus, I'm just going to put it in parentheses so it sort of shows you that that's our value that we would have. For letter B, x to the fourth, x to the third, so this cannot be written as quadratic form. And then the last one here, 8x to the fourth plus 12x squared plus 18. X to the fourth, x squared, it is actually half of that first coefficient. I also notice I have a GCF, so I'm going to factor out a 2 first. And again, we just want to write it in quadratic form. We don't actually have to factor it. So to write that in quadratic form, I'll have x squared to the second plus 6x squared, and then plus 9. Okay, the last two is a little bit more work. The first one here, we're going to go ahead and bring everything to one side. And now I'm going to factor that. Why don't I factor out that 4 first? You need to be careful when you have a 6 for your C term. We want to add 2 numbers to get that -5, so we have a 2 and a 3. So now I have my x squared minus 2 equals 0, and then x squared minus 3 equals 0. So I'm going to solve those. Make sure you take the positive or negative square root. And then I add 3 to the other side. So my solutions would be here. I'm just going to write them in set builder. Positive negative root 2 or positive negative root 3. And this last one, everything's already on one side, so that's good. So we just want to go ahead and factor that. So I know I have a 3 here, so I have a 1 and a 3, so that helps out a little bit. Signs are different. Factors of 24, that will give us a 14, so we have a 4 and a 6. We have 2 and 12. I doubt it'll be 1 and 24. Could be 8 and 3 also, though. So let's just try. If I put a 4 here, that'd be 12 and 6. That would not work out. Switch that up a little bit. If I have a 6 and a 4, so 6x squared and a 4x squared, let's see. That would be 18 minus 4, which gives us 14. So that would be a plus 30 and a minus here. All right, so now we're going to do that zero product property. So x is equal to plus or minus 1 over root 6. We do need to rationalize that. So we get positive or negative root 6 over 6. Okay, and the other one. Notice we have imaginary numbers coming into play here. So it's going to be positive or negative I, because we have that square root of a negative, and then root 3, make sure, and then the square root of 4 is 2. So my solutions would be here, plus or minus root 6 over 6, and then plus or minus I, root 3 over 2.